What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Second Street Marvel. It's Wednesday, July 17th, 2019, and you know what that means. It's New Comic Book Day, and welcome to my comic book pull list. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel today. Now, if this is your first time here, please make sure you're subscribed, click the little bell and all of that good stuff. Now, in case you don't already know, every single Wednesday is New Comic Book Wednesday. New comic books, trade paperbacks, and graphic novels, and other things are released at your local comic book shop. If you have a local comic book shop near you, you should definitely get out there and support them. But if you don't have one near you, you can always purchase comics digitally online through services like Marvel.com, DC Comics. All the different publishers have their own little websites where you can purchase comic books. But you should get out and support your local comic book shop if you have one near you. I can assure you they probably have more than just comic books there to fill your nerdy needs. Now, in case you don't know what a comic book pull list is, there is going to be a video coming on that soon, and it will be right here where you can find that. As I said, it is New Comic Book Day, and here's a couple of reasons why you should get out to your local comic book shop and support them. First thing is sometimes they have free items. This thing right here is a kind of a previews of the House of X and Powers of X that are getting ready to come out. So it's something you can pick up for free at your local comic book shop. It's just something for free. You don't even have to purchase anything. Getting into my comic book pull list, I do want to start with something. In case you're not already at your local comic book shop and have a comic book pull list, I am going to show you something right here. These True Believers issues are issues that are done by Marvel. They only cost $1. They are basically reprints of classic tales. And these things only cost $1. And how could you turn down these classic tales for $1? It's only $1. It's just a great value. Every time I see these here, I always pick them up. And today we've got Absolute Carnage's Savage Rebirth, guest starring the Silver Surfer. So, you know, $1, you can't complain about that. It's a buck. Okay, the next one is Absolute Carnage Begins here, Spider-Man Unlimited. Okay, and like I said, these are reprints of classic issues that have already come out. Now, the next one I have here on my pull list is this reprint of Giant Size X-Men issue number 1. Now, this is a facsimile copy. This is basically reprinted to the very exact detail of how this comic book was when it originally came out. So something, you know, some of these classic tales you can pick up pretty cool. I know I picked up like the Incredible Hulk 181. The new, what was it that came out last week? Was it New Mutants? And then moving into my regular Marvel books is Loki issue number 1. Now this is obviously you can see this is a number 1. This is a new series that just started after the War of the Realms. In case you haven't been following that, there's a lot of chaos happening in the Marvel universe, and now it is all ended and everything is kind of branching off. And this is one of the issues that I picked up here was Loki issue number 1. So, you know, I haven't ever read really particularly about Loki or anything, so I guess we'll see how this series is going to turn out with this issue number 1. The next one I have here is Spider-Man Life Story issue number 5. What is this, the 2000s? The 2000s. If you guys haven't been reading this book, it's something you should definitely pick up. I've really been liking the story. It's basically telling how Peter Parker got bitten by the spider back in the 60s, and how he has been aging through the decades. And this has been kind of telling that story basically as he was aging. He's not still young Peter Parker in this. It's been a very good series. There's only one issue left, I believe, in this series until it's done. After issue number 6, then you're gonna have to wait for trade paperback. Which, if you like trade paperbacks, hey, I totally get that as well. The next one I have here is Captain Marvel issue number 8. Now this is the carnageized version of this book. I just thought that cover was super legit, so I went ahead and picked up the variant cover. And if you didn't have this on your pull list already, you're probably going to be paying a pretty penny for this book. So there is a new character getting ready to be introduced in this book, so that's kind of a big deal. You can expect that the value, at least currently, is going to be a little bit higher. Who knows? It may go down. It may not. It's always hard to say. Just, you know, how the industry is. I'm not really too versed on that because I'm not a collector. I'm a reader. The next one I have here is Superior Spider-Man issue number 9. Now, I'm not sure if you guys have been paying attention. I've been talking about this. Maybe I need to go back and do some reviews on this because I really like this Superior Spider-Man series. Doc Ock as the Superior Spider-Man. I don't know what it is, but it just works. It does. It's a very interesting story. I like his attitude and just, I don't know, just kind of the way he is in the story. Very good book. Christos Gage has been doing a great job writing this series. There was a couple of issues that were tie-ins to the War of the Realms, the past couple of issues, and I thought those were they just seemed a little bit odd because he wasn't even in the War of the Realms, and then all of a sudden he is, and that whole thing was a mess. But that's a different discussion for a different time. The next one here that I've got is Uncanny X-Men issue number 22. Now this is the last of this series to come out. After this, we're going into the House of X and Powers of X. Basically everything is kind of being restarted by Jonathan Hickman. So I guess we'll see where that's going. I am a few issues behind here on the Uncanny X-Men, but I have really liked the story so far. Like, to me, it's almost a shame that it's coming to an end, only to kind of be restarted over again. I'm not sure that they're starting back over, clear back over and starting the whole history of the mutants all over again. I'm really not for sure. It's something we'll all learn about soon enough. Now that's all I have for my Marvel books this week. I don't have anything DC. Now you guys are probably going to flip over in your seats when you see how many indie books I actually picked up this week. And I'm going to be starting off with Dynamite, and this is Vampirella, issue number 1. Now this cover, I haven't really ever read Vampirella, but I've seen this cover. This is actually the Alex Ross variant, and I like Alex Ross covers. He seems to do pretty good. You can always tell an Alex Ross when you see it, just kind of by the looks of everything on there. It's just the way it's colored and everything. They always seem to have a similar kind of look. I like his art, so I went ahead and picked up that variant cover. The next one I have is Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, issue number 7. Now you guys have seen in the past, I've actually been pulling this book and I've been getting the photo variant covers with, that actually has Elvira on them. But these last 2 issues I pulled, I've liked the regular art covers on them, so I went ahead and picked this one up, and this is the one I picked up this time. I thought it was just a really nice cover. I like the way it looked and everything, so that's the one I went with this week. Maybe eventually, I'll come back and pick up a photo variant or something like that. Because who doesn't like Elvira, right? And plus, she's a ginger in real life. She got that red hair, and who doesn't love gingers? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. The next one I have here is on Titan Comics, and this is a number 1. This is Blade Runner 2019, issue number 1. Now you can obviously see, this is a number 1, so it is the start of a new series. It's a number 1. I figured I'd check it out. Blade Runner. I mean, how could I say no, right? I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about that. So I guess we'll pick up this issue number 1 and see how it is. I'll let you guys know about that very soon. The next one I have here is on Vault Comics, and that is Resonant issue number 1. Now I seen this one when I was doing my the comic books that, like, for the video that I drop every Monday on the Trailer Park News, where I show all the covers. I actually seen this one on there when I was downloading all of those images to show you all, and I read about this one a little bit, kind of like the brief description, and it sounded very interesting. So this was one I'm definitely looking forward to reading. It sounded like a pretty interesting book. And look forward to seeing a review on that. Now, in case you guys don't already know, in case you haven't been following the channel and seen me flapping my gums about this series, like, for the past few months, the next one here is on Impact Theory Comics. That is Neon Future issue number 5. As you all know, Comic-Con is this week, and they have a con variant covers exclusive to the Comic-Con. I wish I was going. I wish I could afford to go, because I would be going there really just to get that con cover of this. I've really liked this series. It's a cyberpunk tale. It takes place, in a dystopian future, like 30 years from our current time now. I've really liked what they've been doing with this book. It's kind of, like I said before, it follows a lot of the typical, like, cyberpunk, futuristic, dystopian future tropes. But I like what they've been doing here. The art is good in this book. The story is good. Now, I think that Impact Theory Comics does have something a little bit different to offer us than what we've seen in the past, just given the just kind of the mission statement of the company of Impact Theory themselves. If you haven't seen Impact Theory or anything, you should go to their YouTube channel, their channel here on YouTube, and check out what they do. They do some interviews with a lot of people, successful people in business and things like that, and just kind of basically tell you the formula of what they've done to be successful. It's stuff that you can do in your lives to, if you have goals and things like that, stuff that you can do to be successful. It's something we can all put into play. So you should definitely get on there and check that out. Again, that is Impact Theory. This is on Impact Theory Comics. Like I said, I can't wait to read this book. Every single time a new issue of this one comes out, I'm eagerly anticipating it. I really like this series. So that's all I have for my comic book pull list today. But let me know, what do you guys have on your comic book pull list? Let me know down in the comments below. And do you guys want to take a sweep around the store and see what we've got in store? Let's go ahead and do that. Well, that's all I've got for this video, folks. Thank you all so much for tuning into the Second Street Marvel today. Now, as I said before, if you're not already, please make sure you're subscribed. Click the little bell so you get notifications anytime we have uploaded new content. And if you like this video, could you please do me a favor and give it a thumbs up. And if you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. That's all good here. But most importantly, if you could do me another huge favor and make sure you share this video with a friend and invite them to come hang out with us here on the 2nd Street Marvel. You all have a very good day. Have a great rest of your week. Happy reading, and we'll see you in the next video. Later.